Davely stories to tell in the dark. All based on true Dave stories. Night terrors. Sleep for me has always been a challenge. It is one in which, even with many an accomplishment, I have yet to feel victor. Tonight began like any other, but it would end in terror. The house was a sweltering 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Having always been a human furnace, I tended to try and keep my surroundings below 70, weather permitting. Tonight, however, the thermostat rebelled and refused any change and gave no succor. I turned on the ceiling fan. The blades began to spin, rushing to their purpose, and yet, a mere 10 feet away, I lay even warmer still. Throwing on my eyeglasses, I stumbled in an exhaustive stupor trying to find a fan. Not a person of endearment, mind you, though if they had fanned me off with anything that could cool me down, I would gladly welcome them. Somehow I managed to find a fan on the other side of the room. Maximum power was selected, and I lay back down. Still, I felt nothing. It was then that my sweat begat my anger and swam together in prostration, mixing like blood in the water. The clock passed over 10 p.m., and if a full night's sleep was my wish, all hope was now lost. My wake-up call was dreadfully near, and 5 a.m. drew closer and closer. I yanked the fan out, desperately searching for a plug near my resting place. There was an outlet that was found hidden behind a table. Some stretching and foul language ended in a success, and now the fan stood a mere 5 feet from me in my place of much-deserved rest. After locking the fan in place, I could sleep now, and following my nightly routine of tossing and turning for hours, eventually, I slept. That was until I noticed that the fan had begun oscillating. I had set the fan to remain in place. I lay in the pitch black. I left a light on in the distance, hadn't I? Yet darkness enveloped me. Someone must be in the house. They moved the fan, changed the pattern. That must be it. Must be. No. That's crazy. No one would enter a home in the dark of night just to quietly move a fan. No. If someone went through all that effort, they would be there to do something much, much worse. My eyes closed, though if they were ever open I couldn't tell. So dark, so hot. Then I heard a woman call out. Perhaps from outside? Still I could not see, speak, seemingly breathless, sightless, dead. All I could think is I must sleep, I must sleep, I must sleep. Work will be impossible tomorrow. I'm already so exhausted all the time, so much so that a good night's rest barely makes a difference anymore. But with no sleep, it can make it only that much worse. Then that's when I heard it. The whispering from within the room. Sleep, 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 please, just let me sleep. I was convinced that it was a dream. Lucid dreaming had been a talent of mine since childhood. Yet tonight, a 32-year-old man lay in the pitch black, unable to move, as many voices whispered around him. I generally welcome nightmares for inspiration. There is something I scoff at when it comes to such things as bad dreams. But tonight I was afraid. I was afraid and too exhausted to do anything about it. Begging silently for them to go away so I may rest did nothing as they kept whispering all about me. My whole body ached in quiet desperation of attempted movement and rejection, as my entire being was one clenched muscle, spasming alone in the dark for an agonizing eternity. The next thing I knew, my alarm went off. It was 5 a.m. I put my glasses on, and I saw the light that I did in fact leave on. The thermostat was now 70 degrees. The fan was stuck in place like I had left it. It was all a dream. A night terror. Something I had never had in all 32 years of my life. Worst of all, it felt like I had not slept a moment the entire night, and the rest of the day would be an exhaustive hell. And I would never know what caused my night of terror. The end.